Welcome to the Bigger Picture TV.
So hello Harvey,
Hi.
I've been working with you now for a few years on your physical rehabilitation, and I just thought it'd be interesting to get a little bit of your story. So can you tell us please?
So I was born back in 1998 with a brain injury resulting from oxygen starvation during birth. So my disability called cerebral palsy and quadriplegic because it affects all four of my limbs. Um, and that's all it really does. So it's a brain injury, so it's a lot like a broken arm to the brain, which won't heal. And all it is the signals from my brain are delayed when to get to the muscles, meaning I move and talk a lot slower than anyone else, and I get a bit shaky. So that's all it is.
Thank you. So Harvey, you're a bit of an inspirational character. One of the things that I want to highlight is your horse riding. So can you tell us a little bit about your involvement in it?
So I've been horse riding for 9 years. It was suggested by a physio, and so I thought that I'd take it up for a few weeks, but it's turned out to be years. And I'm currently doing my training to be an instructor with the RDA riding for the Disabled Association, who I've been riding with. So currently at the stables, I myself ride, and I also teach and edit the newsletter and represent all the riders involved at our stable. And as well as this, I compete in regional and national competitions. I've just qualified for the regional competition in the southeast region in my class, which is competing against people with similar ranges of movements and abilities.
So Harvey, you also fly aeroplanes.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in that?
Well, the fact that I fly aeroplanes is quite scary. It all started in Africa, really. I went on a month expedition there in 2014. And that expedition made me chase my dreams and conquer my fear. And flying was really both of them. So I had a dream that I wanted to fly, but ironically a fear of flying. So a couple of years later, I booked in a flying lesson and absolutely fell in love with it. And now I am well on my way to learning how to fly an aeroplane, which is great.
So you're working towards a pilot's license, I'm right in thinking?
I am. I'm working towards my PPL or a LAP or a light aircraft pilot's license. So either one will do. It's just a medical situation. However, I'm not gonna let that stop me achieving my dream.
Harvey, you're also involved in the Prince's Trust.
Yes.
So how did you get involved with that, and what do you do with them?
So I got involved late last year in about September time. I had left college and I was struggling to find work. So when I went to an interview, I'd seen as I walked in, they thought this kid can't do the job. So I got onto the Prince's Trust, and we did a 6-week get into route program, which involves training and work experience with Marks and Spencers. And after that, I was fortunate enough to get a temporary job with M&S over Christmas, and then 2 months later I kept pestering them for a permanent job, and I now work with them permanently. Also with the Prince's Trust, I am now an ambassador, so that started a few months ago. And in my role there, I have to do things a lot like this. So go and give speeches or go along to events to talk to our patrons. That's a job I did a couple of weeks ago. So it's really interesting to meet people from all walks of life.
Harvey, you're also involved in stock car racing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I was involved in stock car racing. It was a form of racing called grass track racing. I became involved after going through a low point in my life. I wasn't at school very much. One day me and my dad were watching a feature on Top Gear about affordable motorsports, and grass track racing was mentioned, and we thought the best way to get me happy again and back into school was to give me something to focus on, which is why I took up this motorsport for 2 years.
Thanks so much for your time, Harvey, and telling us all about yourself, and look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you.